Oh, how the turntables. Things got about as bad and negative as they could possibly get for a team last year for the Canucks. Poor defensive play, poor management, rough goaltending, you name it. Just so much drama. And it was so tilted in that direction that I really don't think many foresaw them overcoming all of it in just one offseason. And yet, here we are. After last night's Canucks Oilers game, a lot of the narrative today is about how bad the Oilers are. And they are bad. But I want to talk about how good these Canucks are. Coming into last night's game, Vancouver had the opportunity to make franchise history, but they had to do it against a belittled Edmonton Oilers who, yes, they had already beaten twice this year, but while they came into this game 2-7-1, they still have arguably the two best players in the world. You just feel like the Oilers are bound to break out of it eventually, right? Well, they came out the gate hot, and they did score the first one with Ekholm getting his first of the year. And the Oilers also outshot the Canucks heavily. Just after the midway point of the first, they had outshot the Canucks 19-2. And yet, the Canucks would come out of the first up 3-1. While Draisaitl scored in the second to make it just a 1-goal game, the Canucks yet again responded with 3 unanswered, playing hard right until the final buzzer to take the game 6-2. And just watch this goal. An effortless power play, perfect passing, and then Besser finishes it. And I love this. Ceci sent his stick flying up in the air. Besser, no problem. Just going to grab that. It's just effortless for this team right now. Now, this win takes their record to an impressive 9-2-1. And yes, setting that new franchise record in the process. The Canucks are a top 3 team in the league right now, sitting only under the Boston Bruins and the reigning champs. So what's so different? Well, first, Rick Tocchet deserves a ton of credit, in my opinion. He has clearly gotten this team to buy in, and while there were doubts initially, you cannot deny the effect he has had. He's a bit old school. Calls his team out when they need it. But most importantly, these players are being held accountable. No more bad body language, lazy shifts, a lot less selfishness, and a lot more communication. This is a bought-in hockey club. From there, Vezina caliber goaltending is certainly helping. Just like it hurts the Edmonton Oilers, who put up 20 shots, score first, have everything going right just to finish down 3-1 due to bad goaltending, the opposite side of that is Demko, stopping 19 of 20 and being a brick wall when his team needs him. You can see this mentally break down teams who cannot solve him, and while Demko struggled and he finished the season with a 14-14-4 record last year, this year he is among the very best in just about every important metric. But you can't be an NHL contender without a top-level center, and that is where Elias Pettersson comes in. He's currently tied for the league lead in points at 21 and assists with 15, and that only tells half of the story. He is undeniably a core piece of this team and one of the best in the world. There's really not much I even need to say here. And the same would go for captain Quinn Hughes, not only leading the league in goals, in assists, and points with 20 in 12 games. That is tied for third fastest to 20 in NHL history, by the way. The Canucks have outscored their opposition 18-3 at 5-on-5 with Hughes on the ice. He is playing at an extraordinarily high level right now. How about a rejuvenated Brock Besser, sniping like the old days, scoring 10 in 12 games, 6 against the Oilers alone. From trading rumors to this, imagine he had gone somewhere else and then had this kind of bounce back. I mean, the same goes for JT Miller. The entire bottom 6, the power play, again, it's effortless. I mean, it's across the board right now. Vancouver Canucks have major pillars on this team from top to bottom. Now, will this come back down to earth at some point? Yeah, this is not sustainable for the entire season. But having so many strong pillars on this Canucks team means that even if and when some aspects of their game begin to fall apart or even just stabilize, there are simply too many of these pillars to keep the Vancouver Canucks from collapsing. Enjoy it, Canucks fans. You've suffered enough. That's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, I will see you in the next one.